Buckle up, race fans. It's time to go Around the Turn, your weekly pit stop for all things NASCAR racing. From the green flag to the checkered flag, here's your host, Scotty Powell. We're going Around the Turn.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Around the Turn. Well, I guess it's not really morning. That's when we're filming this, but you're watching this a little bit later, but that's okay. We hope you've had a great week, and we kind of dove into a few things last week, but we didn't get to the news and notes section, and I think we've got enough news this week over the last couple weeks that we definitely can do that. We're going to show you some, and then there's some that we just honestly ran out of space, so we'll talk about those announcements as well. But really, it's the off season, and this is probably the last week that we'll hear a lot of these announcements from the teams, because next week is Thanksgiving, and then you get into December with Christmas and New Year's. So,
but you got the lawsuit coming up in December. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have some news.
Yeah, the
I'll
lawsuit
talk about coming up in December.
definitely will be there. It starts December 1st. But really, from now until Christmas, the teams are not quietly, but they're working in their shops, getting ready for Daytona 500. And honestly, before that, the shootout there at the Madhouse in Bowman Gray. So we're only really 2 months away from the cars being back on the track. So it's a short off season nonetheless. But anything that has really caught your attention here in the last couple of weeks during the off season, or anything that interests you before we dive into the news and notes?
I was able to go back and listen to Denny's podcast, and he sounds like he's comfortable with himself. He's going to come back racing. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind he would come back, and he gave it some time, which I figured it would take some time, but he explained it, and he was fine with it. He felt, even though, and he clarified something about reaching out to Carl Edwards. He did via text, but there was some stuff out there where people thought he had like instantly done it, and some of that wasn't true. But to hear Denny like comfortable that he was happy, even though he didn't win the championship, that he's like, he knew it was there, that close. It was rough, is what it is. But I'm most excited. We're going to talk about it. Is the new car, the Chevrolet car.
Yeah, that news did come out last week. To kind of tail in off of the Denny Hamlin situation, I thought it was interesting. He said if he had won the championship, he was going to do everything he could to ask Joe Gibbs that be his walkout.
Why not? Why not? Go out when you're on top, but why not? Since he didn't win it, I can see why.
And he said basically right now Joe Gibbs Racing is not in that position to have that next driver step up into the 11 car. Assuming they don't really have anybody in the Xfinity team that they're wanting to move up right now. There's no free agents. Obviously, we've talked about how quiet the free agency has been over this last year, and NASCAR next year, that sets it up a lot more free agents available out there, from your Alex Bowmans to your, I believe it's Kyle Larson's a free agent, I believe, next year. Chris Buescher. We've got several big free agents out there next year. So, Joe Gibbs Racing just not in the correct, I guess, time frame of that. If you remember last time this happened, Carl Edwards stepped out. They put Daniel Suarez in the car, and I don't think it was ready. I don't think Daniel was ready for the Cup Series, and that kind of just didn't help out his situation. So, anyways, Denny will be back, and it sounds like, though, he knew that this was his best shot, and he doesn't know now with whatever new playoff form is coming up. You and I been discussing the playoff form. I heard some rumors, and I think we even hinted on it last week during the show. Like, everybody was dead set that, hey, the playoff format's going to change, but and it may go back to the 36 race schedule where it's the old Winston Cup format. Now it looks like they're going to hold some playoff.
I think it's going to stay playoffs with like something modified, something. I mean, because playoffs are exciting. I mean, all sports have playoffs. So if you get rid of the playoffs, I don't know how you can not have as much excitement. But, we'll see. I think they're going to probably stick with something.
Well, also, NASCAR kind of showed their hand this week, or late last week. They announced the starting times for each the NASCAR Cup O'Reilly Auto Parts series and the Craftsman Truck series. And in that schedule, they have denoted the 10 tracks in the playoffs. So it looks like the playoff format will be there. I do know that looking at that schedule, if you're a fan of night racing, particularly Saturday and Sunday night racing, I think there's 10 races now that are going to be night races next year. Most starts will be at least at 3 o'clock, if not later, on Sunday afternoons. I think there's just a couple of exceptions where you got your Michigan and your Pocono where they don't have lights at those facilities, that they may start around 2 o'clock, but most of your start times are at 3 o'clock. You still have your main partners back, NBC, Amazon Prime, TNT, and Fox will be back. Looking at some of the schedules, the Truck Series is going to be on Big Fox for a few races, which is pretty cool to see. I know they have a new venue, the St. Petersburg, where they're going to be sharing with IndyCar. And if you're a follower of the TV side of things, Fox started covering IndyCar last year, so we'll use that same team there. But yeah, it's exciting times. Just because it's the off season doesn't mean things are happening. So we've got a lot to talk about. So let's take a quick break. We're going to get back into it. We're going to talk a lot of Xfinity Series news. I keep saying it. It's O'Reilly Auto Parts Series news.
We'll give you a break. We're not to next year. We're not to next year just yet. So it'll get used to. You have to get used to
10 years of the Xfinity Series. It just kind of rolls off the tongue. So anyways, we're going to talk a lot about the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, some news coming out of there, and some other things coming up here in just a little bit.
Stick around for more Around the Turn. We'll be back after this short break.
Welcome back to Around the Turn. We have a special. I was able to do a special story. Since Veterans Day was a few days ago, Charlotte Motor Speedway was honored veterans with a special experience, and I want you to take a look at what awesome things that went down at Charlotte Motor Speedway last week. NASCAR season may be over, but with Veterans Day being celebrated this month of November, Charlotte Motor Speedway is keeping the roar of the engines alive with a special event honoring American heroes. Interstate Battery provided motorsports therapy to veterans. A supporter of Semper Fi and America's Fun, Interstate uses long-standing NASCAR Cup Series program to help members dealing with PTSD. The veterans rolled up in their bus onto pit road where they got suited up to take on this 1.5-mile oval track, just like icons such as Richard Petty and Jeff Gordon, who won it in their illustrious careers in NASCAR. Also, it's where NASCAR Hall of Fame Bobby Labonte earned his first of his Cup Series victories in 1995's Coke 600 on Memorial Day weekend. Bobby was on hand to give some pointers and support the vets. We caught up with Bobby to talk about this special event and how NASCAR supports the military, and here's what he had to say.
I think it's exciting because in NASCAR, we've always honored the military, no matter who it is, where we're at any track. Having met so many people over my career, it's always great to come out, see what these men and women have done for our country, and to be able to give back to them in a small way, and to see them out here hopefully enjoying the day and something they have dreamed of for years.
After their experience on the track, Sergeants Major Dathan Edwards and Sergeant John Lujan of U.S. Marine Corps share what it felt like to go fast.
I've never done anything like that. I can only say that it's exciting. It's a bucket list that was never on my bucket list. Add it to your bucket list. If you're a NASCAR fan, please do it. And any veteran that needs an outlet or just to get away from the four walls, get out and do this, and they're gonna be a different person when they walk off the track.
I think all of us military guys, we all like the adrenaline rush. This was something that was unbelievable. You can't replicate it unless you're actually on the racetrack, and going almost 150 miles an hour was amazing. I didn't know if the car was gonna stick going that speed, but Bobby Labonte told us just push the pedal to the metal and it'll stick.
Organizers say this program has greatly impacted veterans in a positive way.
I'm with Semper Fi and America's Fun. We serve all branches of the United States Armed Forces. We have assisted 38,000 service members, veterans, and their families. And experiences like this is one of our pillars for integrative wellness to keep our service members for a lifetime feeling supported. It's really healing for them. It's a healing process. It's allowed them to find camaraderie among shared experiences of service members. It is probably one of the most controlled, safest adrenaline rushes that these guys have had in a while since their time in combat. So it's kind of a nice little simulation to get that adrenaline rush that they probably haven't had in quite some time, but they're in a safe environment doing it. So I think it's really great for them.
This partnership supports all branches of the United States Armed Forces. To learn more, visit thefund.org. Reporting for Around the Turn, I'm Warren Boyette.
If you want to talk with Scotty or you've got a topic you think we should talk about, send us an email to racing@wbtw.com. We'll be right back.
All right, we are back, and Warren, appreciate you doing that package there. Pretty cool of the Interstate Battery and Charlotte Motor Speedway to do that.
We also need to say thank you to all the veterans out there, the families, all the sacrifice they've done for us to be able to sit here, talk about NASCAR, enjoy life, enjoy everything we do. So we just say, thank you to the veterans out there, and it was really cool to be able to do a story like that. And thanks to Charlotte Motor Speedway, Sammy Fry, all those who put it on for them to have an awesome experience to help deal with PTSD.
Yeah, most definitely. And if you enjoyed that package from Warren, he's got a couple more coming up here in the off season that he's been able to do. And I think he's got one more to do actually involving Charlotte Motor Speedway. So we'll look forward to that. All right. Big time now. Let's go through some of the news and notes. And I think one of the coolest things that you have heard myself and even Warren talk about this year is just the social media game in general in NASCAR right now is popping off. Like it is on fire. And in fact, this offseason, we're going to talk to the gentleman behind all of that, kind of get some of his comments on just how incredibly these drivers have been able to just really display the different aspects of sports. But in NASCAR, obviously, the teams have their own social media page or teams, and Trackhouse Racing announced their number lineup. I've never seen a package done about number lineups until now.
This was fantastic. I loved it. I know we're going to probably roll this package.
Yeah, we're going to roll it.
It was fantastic. Trackhouse, awesome job.
So let's take a look at what the new numbers will be for the Trackhouse boys heading into 2026.
Yeah, that's nice. The stuff he wrote about Mom gets me, so yeah.
I mean, you look at this Trackhouse team in 2026.
Like, sky is the limit, right?
It is 3 drivers that can actually compete for a championship.
Damn right, hell of a drive, man.
Read this ahead of time. Dear Ross,
you've brought nothing but honor to the #1 car and joined a line of greats who've driven it.
you delivered the first win in Trackhouse history.
And the first driver to win the Coke 600 from the rear in a backup car. And of course, the first to pull off that wall ride at Martinsville. With all the firsts you brought this company,
there's no better number to stay on the side of your car next year than the #1.
Now let's go make another first and bring home that first
championship.
Let's go #1, always and forever.
Very cool. Well, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of opportunity out there, and we're ready to go take advantage of it.
Dear Connor, the 88 has always carried a little extra meaning for me.
It's not just a number, it's a legacy.
Defined by guys like Darrell Waltrip, Dale Jarrett, and most recently, SVG. I had a lot of great years myself driving that number.
You ignited a new chapter with the 88, one written in your own style. From breaking records to delivering JRM's 100th win as an organization, I always knew you had the talent and heart.
And now, I couldn't be more proud to say that you will carry the 88 forward into the Cup Series with Trackhouse Racing.
The story of the 88 is far from finished, and now it's your turn to write the next chapter.
And we're all here for it. Your friend, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
That's pretty cool. Man, yeah, it's an honor to have a guy like him endorsing me, and I got big shoes to fill for sure, but there's no other number I'd want to be besides 88.
Shane, do you want to read that out loud?
Hi mate. I hear you're running 97 NASCAR Cup Series next year. It means so much to our family. Right from the beginning, both of us ran 97 in motocross. We both ran it in Speedway. Mum would have been absolutely proud. Over the years, 97 was a legacy in New Zealand and Australia in all forms of motorsport. So proud you're running it in USA. And also, even when you won national titles where you're obliged to run number one, you still carried on 97. So proud, mate.
Yeah, that's nice. The stuff he wrote about Mum gets me, so yeah. Blown away by it. Be able to represent my number in NASCAR, and hopefully people know me as 97 now.
And there you have it. Those are the new numbers for the Trackhouse drivers. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is letting Connor Zillage take the 88 from the O'Reilly Auto Parts series to the Cup Series. I'm sure Mr. Hendrick also giving his grace to Connor. We'll also be staying in the one car, and the number 97 is now SVG's, which if you remember back in the Xfinity series, SVG drove the number 97 at Colleague Racing, and the special history behind the number 97 for his family there. So just really well done job for him, Trackhouse, to, normally numbers are, it's just a number, there's meaning obviously to the drivers, but you never get to see that meaning played out the way it did in this
I'm glad
video.
they did that, because there's been years of discussion about retiring NASCAR numbers, like, hey, retire the number 3 because Dale Earnhardt passed away. But then again, look at this situation. If, say, you retired 97, Kurt Busch was another great legend, drove 97. If you retire the numbers, then nobody else can do it. I mean, I know you have jersey retirements in other sports, and it happens like that, but I'm glad to see Trackhouse, did that, and that's really cool.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here, and after that, we're going to finish out our news and notes and close up the show.
Stick around for more Around the Turn. We'll be back after this short break.
All right, we are back here. Let's get through the news and notes. We've been teasing you all show for that, so let's get started here. First of all, we have a couple of sponsorship announcements. I think your son will like this. Grillo Pickles will be back on the number 34 car of Todd Gilliland. I believe that's for 5 races. I should have my notes in front of me, but I don't. I think it's 4 or 5 races. They will also be on Noah Gregson's car. Aaron's also extending with Zane Smith for 11 races next year. So that's at least a third of the year sponsored by Aaron's there on the number 38 Front Row Motorsports Dark Horse Mustang. And Brendan Poole will be back for Alpha Prime for his 3rd year. Last year saw the most success from Brendan Poole there in the Alpha Prime sponsorship car. Also, Ryan Sieg and Kyle Sieg will be back for Sieg Racing, but they are switching to Chevrolet. This was one of the only Ford teams left in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts. And so they'll be there. And then Jeb Burton also coming back to Jordan Anderson Racing for another year there in the 27 car. And they had some great runs as well. Also, Jeremy Clements Racing will be switching to or have affiliation with Haas Factory Team with Chevrolet. So now follow me here, Warren. You ready?
I'm following.
We have Sam Mayer and Sheldon Creed for Haas Factory Team. We have Jeremy Clements for JCR and Haas Factory Team, and Ryan and Shane Sieg for Haas Factory Team as well. So they're going to be housing, I think, 7 Xfinity cars now, all powered by Chevrolet and Hendrick Motors there. So there is only one Ford team left in the O'Reilly Auto Parts team, series. That's the number 25, and I've actually heard rumors that they may be going away. So we'll see what happens there. But Ford not going to have a powerful presence unless Penske comes out of the blue or RFK comes out of the blue and says they're going to hop onto an Xfinity or O'Reilly Auto Parts
Yeah,
car.
like I said, you'll get there. O'Reilly.
We'll get there.
O'Reilly.
We'll get there. Also, talking about Truck Series news, Dawson Sutton will be back for Rackley War Racing. He drove the number 26 Chevrolet Silverado in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series this year, and he will be coming back. I think Dawson was best known for his University of Tennessee paint scheme.
That was cool. I love that truck.
Yeah, I did not.
So I know you're a Gator fan.
I'm
That's
a Gator fan. Yeah. So speaking of that, let's go to Richard Childress Racing. They have signed Carson Brown. Now, if this name is not familiar to you, that's okay. Carson ran in some of the late model stuff with the Cars Tour. I've been following him on Instagram for a couple of years now, and he's a great racer. I think he's 6'17" now. So he has signed a driver development deal with RCR.
He almost looks like Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. Like, I must break you.
Yeah, so Carson, not sure what that entails yet. The announcement was not much detail, just saying they signed him. So look for Carson Brown to be in some RCR equipment stuff. And speaking of RCR, Viking Motorsports is going to be joining RCR as a technical partner. If you remember, Viking Motorsports is the number 99 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series Chevrolet. Warren best known for the banana car.
Yes, Lionel. I want a banana car. I love those banana paint scheme. Was so cool.
And Parker Retzloff will be driving for Viking Motorsports next year. And Parker's had some affiliation with RCR in the past. He ran the number 62 Beard Motorsports Chevrolet couple of years back. Let's continue here in the O'Reilly Auto Parts. Josh Williams will be back for DGM Racing. This will be kind of reuniting. Josh was with Colleague Racing for the last year and a half, but he'll be coming back to the number 92 DGM Racing with the sponsor of Alloy. Best known for when Josh was parking his number 92 Chevrolet on the start-finish line at Atlanta and got out of the car and walked off because NASCAR penalized him. So I think that's how Josh got his big recognition there. The crew chief lineup for Junior Motorsports. Oh, our picture here is a little cut off, but kind of give you the Rodney Childers has been officially announced the crew chief for the number 1 car for Connor Zillage, Carson Kvapil. Then we have the rest of the crew chiefs. I wish I had this picture up. I can't remember who all is all. But the crew chief lineup is in for Junior Motorsports. And I guess the two biggest things that I wanted to talk about while we still have a little bit of time left is this is the free agent truck, the Dodge Ram free agent truck for Colleague Racing. All kinds of rumors coming out about who could race this, from Tony Stewart to Casey Kane. I just saw Robbie Gordon's name mentioned. Basically what Colleague is going to do, if you've had any affiliation with Dodge in the past, they are going to announce the week before who's going to be driving this truck.
I like this idea.
And so it could be old NASCAR drivers. It could be drivers, if they have had an affiliation with Dodge in the past, they could be racing this truck. So the Casey Kane obviously is there.
I'd love to see Casey Kane.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Tony Stewart has a drag racing team that is fully funded by Dodge. So, who knows who will be in this truck. also is open to late model racers and things like that. So really excited to see this, and we can get into that a little bit later. I think that's going to be a topic I want to talk about in the off season. And the big news, I guess, out of all of this year or this week is Chevrolet has announced that the ZL1 Camaro will be the new Chevrolet body style for the Cup Series.
I love that look, dude.
year.
It looks very sleek and looks great.
Yeah, and a lot of people are kind of like shaking their heads. They're like, well, what's different from what they had been racing? And really, there's not much, but there is an extension progress there. You can kind of see the hood scoop there. That black part on the hood has been raised a little bit. From what I understand, that's going to give some better aerodynamics. The rocker panels there at the front and the sides are a little bit better, more sleek looking, as Warren just said. So honestly, we're looking for more downforce on this car, and I think Chevrolet has achieved that. And remember, the Chevrolet body style they have right now is the oldest in the next-gen car, and that's basically the foundation. All the other teams, Chevrolet was, and Richard Childress Racing was designated the team to develop the next-gen car, and so all the teams kind of had little info on the Chevy Camaros, and now that Dodge and Toyota has come out with their new cars over the last couple of years. Chevrolet is like, all right, it's our turn to make some changes on our car.
I don't know about you, Scotty, but I thought they might have gone with Corvette.
Yeah,
I thought they would have gone with
too.
Corvette. I don't mind Camaro, but still, I mean, my dad growing up, he loved Corvettes, and I'd like to see Corvette one day in NASCAR because they're fast cars. So
Corvette was mentioned. A Blazer was mentioned. I know they've been doing some stuff with the hybrid electric car. Chevrolet's got a Blazer out, and that also Cadillac was also mentioned. But in the end, it's going to be the Chevy ZL1 Camaro. So that's it for this week on Around the Turn. Next week, we're off for Thanksgiving. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
See ya.
Thanks for watching Around the Turn with Scotty Powell. Join us next week for another look at the world of NASCAR. If you want to talk with Scotty or you've got a topic you think we should talk about, send us an email to racing@wbtw.com.